Hello students, I am Safia, your science teacher. Today I am going to give you a revision video of the lesson. Completed the lesson, so I am going to conduct an examination. So before examination, let us have the revision. So the syllabus for your examination are the lessons, changes around us, and the other lesson is soil our life. So in changes around us, we have discussed about different types of changes. Already in lower section, you have learnt about temporary change, permanent change, and as well as fast change, slow change, reversible, irreversible changes, etc. In this class, you have learnt in detail about the other more kinds of changes like physical change and chemical change, and as well as periodical change. So what is periodical change? Change which takes place for every regular interval of time is called as periodical change. Example is causing of day and night. I can say that 15th August is also a periodical change. That is because from every 15th to 15th August, there will be no change. Exact time will be taken. And the same way here we have discussed about different types of periodical changes. And later on, moving on to, we have discussed about two types of changes, that is physical change and chemical change. In physical change, no new substance will be formed, only the change in state, shape, size of the particular object will take place. But whereas the new substance will not be formed. And whereas in chemical change, you can observe that along with state, size and shape, new substance will be formed. So as the new substance will be formed, the type of change is called as chemical change. And we have learned different types of physical changes and chemical changes. So in chemical, we have also learned about traits. There are 5 traits, that is what, whenever a change takes place, either sound, light and heat can be produced or it can be liberated out. It can be absorbed or it can be liberated out. And as well as sound can be produced or it can be liberated out. New substance can be formed, and along with that, bright light can be seen, and change in size, shape and structure can take place, and etc. And it is not necessary that every chemical change should have all these 5 traits. They may have 1 or 2 changes, and some changes will be, other traits may be missing, but it means the change has taken place. And we have learned the important chemical changes, like what are those, that is what, burning of magnesium ribbon. When we burn magnesium ribbon will be changing into magnesium oxide. So oxide, new substance is formed, and later on that same oxide, magnesium oxide, which is in the form of ash, when we are dissolving it in the water, magnesium oxide will change into magnesium hydroxide. That means again a new substance will be formed. So burning of magnesium ribbon is a chemical change. And here light is produced. Okay, as the light is produced, that is also a chemical change. New substance is formed, so it is also a chemical change. And next one is crystallization. Right? Crystallization is a physical change. New substance will not be formed. Only the size, shape and state may change, but new substance will not be formed in crystallization. We have discussed the crystallization of sugar, copper sulfate and urea. And the important thing is galvanization. What is galvanization? The process of coating an iron article with other metal. How to avoid rusting of iron or the corrosion of copper. So there are first few steps which we can take are, we have to avoid the iron particles to come in contact with water and air. That is, with both we have to keep those iron particles away. If not, then we have to apply the paint, we have to apply a coat of paint on those iron articles. So as there is a coat of paint, so iron articles cannot come in contact with air and water. So automatically this rusting may not take place, but even though rusting will take place after some time. So to avoid that rusting, we will do galvanization. And we have discussed about the fruits and vegetables will also get brown layer. Why the brown layer will be formed? That is because acids present in the fruits will react with the atmospheric oxygen and air, and as a result the brown layer will be formed. So to avoid that formation of brownish layer on the cut fruits and vegetables, we have to keep them in the cold water. If not, we have to apply the little amount of citric acid to the surface of cut fruits and vegetables. These two are the methods which we have discussed. And not only that, even artificial ripening of fruits is also taking place in the market. So what are the uses and what are the disadvantages of that? We have to think. And we have more discussed about this all crystallization, galvanization, and important point, gold and silver are also metals, but they are resistant against rusting. That means they cannot form rust. Okay, so that's why, as they cannot form rust, they are resistant towards the rust. We use them in making ornaments, like we use jewelry of all platinum, gold and silver. Okay, so this is an exceptional property. So because of its property, we are using them in making jewelry and ornaments. So this is all we have discussed in the lesson: chemical changes, physical changes, periodical changes, galvanization, crystallization, etc. So this is I can say brief about changes and thus we have to go through the video once again to get it completely revised properly. And the other lesson is soil our life. Soil our life is very interesting and as well as it is little confusing lesson as well. In this lesson we have discussed about as water and air are important natural resources, in the same way soil is also an important natural resource. It is present on the earth crust. As we have discussed, earth crust contains organic and inorganic materials. That means soil is made up of organic and inorganic materials. And not only that, based on that we have discussed types of soil. Types of soil may be different, color of the soil may be different, the organisms present in that may be different. And some other properties, like we have discussed about moisture content and percolation rate and retention rate of soil. We have gone through that activities. So you students learn that activities. As it is an activity, as I says, you have to follow the format. It is what aim, materials required, procedure, observation or conclusion, along with diagrams if necessary. So for this percolation rate of soil, the activity which we are doing, there is a diagram. Go through your textbook and practice the diagram. You may get that activity. And as well as we have known whether what type of soil it is based on the proportion of particles present in that. Right? Based on the size of the particles, we have divided soil into 3 different types. That is what? Sandy soil, loamy soil, clay soil. So let us say what are these? Sandy soil, soil which contains more large particles. The proportion of large particles is more than the small particles. So that type of soil is called as sandy soil. Sandy soil have more percolation rate, less retention rate. Next one. What is retention? Water holding capacity. Next is a loamy soil. In loamy soil, the proportion of large particles and proportion of small particles is equal. They are equal, so that's why the type of soil is called as loamy soil. And the percolation rate of loamy soil is maximum. Okay, percolation is I can say average. Okay, and even retention is also average because it has both large particles and small particles. Whereas a clay soil, in clay soil, small proportion of small particles is more than the large particles. So this type of soil is called as clay soil, and clay soil percolation rate is very less, but its retention rate, that is water holding capacity, is more. We can hold water for longer time. So the plants which need more water, they can be grown in clay soil. And clay soil is also used for making different kinds of toys, materials, utensils, vessels, etc. So by a famous old, that is from Harappan civilization, this art is taking place, that is pottery. So pottery is done by using clay soil. So we have discussed this, and the important part of that we have discussed is the different layers of soil, that is soil profile or horizons of soil. We have seen how soil is made up of. It looks a single layer, but actually it is not a single layer. It is divided into 5 to 6 layers. That horizons, then alternate names we have discussed, and what are the characteristics of those we have discussed. Like O horizon is surface heater, it has lot of humus and it is fertile. Next is A horizon, it is called as topsoil, and it is also fertile. Their seeds and plants can grow, roots can grow, penetrate into this layer. And then we have discussed about E horizon, also called as alluviation or the leaching layer. In this layer, the water will be dripping off to the other layer, and this layer roots can come into this layer. It also contains sand and silt, but because the water is dripping from this layer, the minerals which are present in this layer are going to the next layer. So because of this also, this layer is called as alluviation layer. And the next one is B horizon. In this horizon, we can find this horizon is I can say bank of minerals and salts. Iron oxide and calcium carbonate are present in this layer. And from where that minerals have been gathered, that is because from the upper layers. Because water is dripping into this layer, the minerals are getting deposited in this layer. And after that we have C horizon. C horizon is also called as regolith. Okay, it contains some bedrocks. Roots cannot penetrate into this layer. It has mineral deposits, but not much as B horizon. And the last horizon is R horizon, which is also called as bedrock here. It is last layer. It is beneath all the horizons. No living organism is present in this layer. It is completely sterile layer. So the complete study of this horizons is called as soil profile. And the scientists will study about this soil. So farmers will be knowing about soil to grow which type of plant. They will be knowing about the properties of soil like moisture content, percolation rate, etc. To grow to which type of crop can be suitable for their field, that will be known by using this, are getting their soil to be tested. And engineers will also have this soil test before construction of multi-story buildings, because based on population rate and retention rate, they can decide how many floors of building can be constructed in certain place. Not only that, even for further studies, because microorganisms are present in the soil, for doing different kinds of studies, soil is useful. The branch of science which deals with the study about soil science is called as pedology. And next, soil conservation. So soil is important, so to avoid soil erosion we have discussed, and crop rotation is also important, because if we are using same type of crop again and again, fertility of the soil will decrease, and as a result the plant productivity will also decrease. So to avoid this, we have to do soil crop rotation. So this was little notes about changes around us and soil our life. So students, go through the videos perfectly and properly. Once again you go through these videos, learn properly and write your examinations neatly and properly. All the best. Thank you.